Your local forecast is coming up. Krissy Vann joining you as we head into the latter half of our weekend, and it has been an active one. We saw on Saturday Southern Ontario dealing with a tornado warning outside of London. Straight line wind damage through Alberta, and then strong storms made their way into Saskatchewan, and we are looking at that activity continuing in the prairies overnight. As we look at rainfall, this is a welcome sight, seeing that rain extend right through the south coast of BC, all courtesy of an upper level low. We know that this rain so desperately needed. Heavier amounts, though, are going to be centered through the BC interior. Looking at temperatures in Vancouver for the afternoon, 19 degrees. Calgary, the risk of thunderstorms in 18, so a bit below seasonal. Same goes for Edmonton, sitting at 21. Where all that heat and humidity lies is in the prairies. Regina at 27 degrees, Winnipeg a hot 31 and feeling significantly warmer. This was the scene in Stettler, Alberta. And east of Red Deer, there was some footage shared as well of what appeared to be some straight line wind damage. Now, there is a lot of instability in Saskatchewan, and it could have enough fuel for these storms to continue right through the overnight hours. And we do have the potential of isolated severe cells through central northern portions of the province. And then a low coming out of North Dakota could impact southern Manitoba through the pre-dawn hours. So our main threats with these storms, of course, strong gusty winds, as well as some hail and heavy downpours. Speaking of downpours, this has cleared up out of southern Ontario. We're really dealing with just patchy fog overnight. The heavier rainfall has pushed now into Quebec, making way for lots of sunshine in southern Ontario for your Sunday afternoon, feeling like the mid-30s. A great day to get out and enjoy all your favorite summer activities. It's hard to believe that we're rolling so quickly toward the month of August, so you need to make the most of every hot summer day. Temperatures for your afternoon in Montreal, 27, lingering cloud cover. And then this is what I mean. East of that, we are looking at some embedded thunderstorms, passing showers. So a bit unsettled along the St. Lawrence. You could be dealing with this, though. Cool enough temperatures to spawn frost advisories yet again for Newfoundland, central western portions of the province. Coroner Brook dealing with that as temperatures head toward single-digit values overnight. For St. John's, it doesn't much improve as you head for your Sunday afternoon. Just 10 degrees is your high, overcast. You're on track to having one of the coolest summers that you've experienced, so you are not imagining things. There's a bit of good news in your 7-day where you do not quite reach seasonal, but at least a lot warmer than that. For the maritime provinces, we are in the upper teens or low 20s. Coming up, we will have news in a minute. Krissy Vann joining you as we start the latter half of this weekend. We're still going to have active weather part of the story, particularly through the prairies. I'll break that down for you coming up, but let's start in Atlantic Canada, where we do start to see showers pushing into New Brunswick. And I want to point this out. St. John's sitting at 10 degrees when you should be 21 this time of year. So there's no denying that it's been rather cool in Newfoundland. And look at this footage out of Rock Harbor. You may not love this. Frost advisory in place. Central western Newfoundland overnight temperatures dipping in those single digits. Looking at the afternoon in Quebec, still some lingering cloud cover for you in Montreal in 27. And then to the east of you, Quebec City, we are looking at showers, the risk of thunderstorms as well. Beautiful conditions in southern Ontario for your Sunday afternoon. A mix of sun and cloud, upper 20s, feeling like the mid-30s. Not going to be dealing with that rainfall either. Of course, Saturday was a very active day where we had tornado warnings just outside of London. So if you did have an outdoor barbecue that was spoiled, you're going to be ending the weekend on a high note. Overnight, this is where we do have the potential of severe storms lingering through central northern portions of Saskatchewan. Hail, heavy downpours, strong gusty winds, certainly part of the story. And as we head in through the pre-dawn hours, just out of the Dakotas, we could have a low that pushes in and brings some storm development to southern Manitoba. In through the interior of BC, we also have the potential of some non-severe storms developing. Temperatures for the afternoon in Winnipeg, 31 degrees. Many areas of Manitoba going to be feeling like the 40s, so quite humid. And then we are looking in the upper 20s as well for you in Saskatchewan. Regina, sun and cloud, and 27 degrees. Much different story as we make our way to the afternoon in Calgary. Significantly cooler, 18 degrees with the risk of those thunderstorms. 21 in Edmonton and Vancouver. You actually have the potential, due to an upper level low, of seeing some thunderstorm activity and the showers continuing. Excellent news for an area that has been so desperate for this rainfall. Heavier totals, though, are going to be centered through the southern BC interior, but we'll take any rain that we can get at this point. Now, the question is, what does your forecast behold as we head toward the month of August? Chris St. Clair has the Long Ranger. Krissy Vann taking you across the country. In a couple of minutes, we'll join Kim McDonald, who will take us around the world. But let's look at some of the active weather that we could be in store for today. Yet again, through the prairies, the potential of some severe storms. Let's start in Atlantic Canada, though, where we are going to be looking at some showers making its way into New Brunswick. And I want to point out in St. John's, just 10 degrees. You should be 21 this time of year. It has been super cold through Newfoundland. I'm sure many of you have not put away your winter clothing, and if you can believe it, we're dealing with frost advisories yet again through central Newfoundland as well through portions along the west. Looking at the afternoon in Quebec, Montreal, you'll have some lingering cloud cover sitting at 27 degrees. To the east of you, though, we are looking at the risk of thunderstorms as well as some passing showers. Much improved to wrap up the weekend in southern Ontario. Of course, on Saturday, we saw a tornado warning outside of London, as well as storms that brought strong gusty winds, heavy downpours. So for those of you that may have had a barbecue or outdoor function impacted, the weekend's going to round out really nicely. Lots of sunshine, temperatures in the upper 20s, humidex in the mid 30s. Okay, this is what I mean. It's on repeat, it seems, for the prairies. More storms as we continue through the overnight hours, and there's a lot of instability here in Saskatchewan. So we have the potential of isolated severe storms through central northern portions of the province. In addition to that, they could be prolonged right through the overnight hours. Look at this in Red Deer, Alberta. You can see of what appears to be straight line wind damage. Now, as we look at afternoon temperatures, they are going to be quite hot in Winnipeg, 31 degrees, feeling like 40. We are looking at temperatures in the upper 20s as well throughout Saskatchewan, and humidity definitely becoming a player in this story. Different situation, though, as we look ahead at the afternoon in Calgary, 18 degrees. Risk of some thunderstorms. Edmonton at 21 with a mix of sun and cloud. We do have the potential of some storms through the BC interior and still quite unsettled due to this upper level low. We're finally getting some rainfall where it has been so badly needed. So you can see that we do have some heavier downpours, 15 plus millimeters for portions of the southern Ontario. Coming up, we'll have Kim McDonald. Thanks, Rachel, and it's been another weekend of active weather. Krissy Vann with you. We're looking at the cloud tops here, and the higher the cloud top, that's an indication of storm development. So we're going to continue to see storms in the prairies overnight, and we're watching this low coming out of the Dakotas that could impact southern Manitoba by the pre-dawn hours. This is good news, though, in the forecast. Well-needed rain due to an upper-level low spreading through BC, even in the south coast. That rain continues to fall through Sunday, and you can see that the heavier totals through the BC interior. Temperatures for the afternoon on Sunday, just 19 in Vancouver, risk of a thunderstorm, risk of storms as well in Calgary at 18, Edmonton 21 with a mix of sun and cloud. Looking at the afternoon, it's going to be quite hot in the prairies, Winnipeg at 31, the humidex making it feel significantly warmer. And overnight, nocturnal storms will most likely continue with the threat of isolated severe through central northern Saskatchewan. Main threats are going to be strong damaging winds, heavy downpours, as well as the potential of hail. This was the scene in Windsor, Ontario on Saturday. Looking at rainfall continuing, but more eastward. Areas like Montreal, Quebec, seeing that overnight. Looking at temperatures on the afternoon, though, for southern Ontario, lots of sunshine, feeling like the mid-30s. How does it feel to be trapped in a hot car? Coming up, our reporter Leanna McLean finds out.